Okay, let's see what happens here. Are we live? So look, Candida, if you'll look on the where you see it.
I am watching now to see if I can see us yet.
Okay.
And I think we're live, Brian.
Are we?
Do
you see it? Great.
I see us.
Okay, that's good news. Welcome, everybody. This is Brian Cummings from E-commerce Business School, and this is Saturday Morning Live for e-commerce sellers. We're just getting warmed up here, warming up the internet and our site, our community, letting people get a message to come and join us. And I'm here with EBS coach Candida Lillard. So good morning, Candida.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone.
Let everybody know where you're calling from.
I am in Texas.
In Texas. Okay. Are you in the Panhandle? I never am clear about that.
Yes, I'm in the Panhandle of Texas.
Okay. And I'm calling from Northern California. I'm in my mobile office as of this morning. I'm calling from Sacramento. I live up in Redding, which is north of us. My wife and I are here for an apparent Amazon liquidation sale. It's a seller, an Amazon seller that buys all those products that get returned from customers that we don't get anymore, that Amazon pays us for. They're apparently putting on a sale this morning, and that's what we're here to do, is to shop for more bargains, not for sourcing products to resell, but just for ourselves. So good morning. If you're coming on here, I'm looking for the page so I can welcome people. Are you seeing people joining us, Candida?
I am. Aaron Stitch said his EBS cup is in hand, and he's ready to learn about Q4 poop.
All right. He wants to know about poop. Candida, you have the best poop. So you're going to be sharing that with us today.
I am. And Monday's joining us, and Coach Danita, hello, and Chris and Ronnie and Donald and Joan and Bruce. And so Favor and Selena, Neil, Elsie, Elizabeth, Teresa, Amanda, Vu, and Nick. Hi, guys.
All right. We have a nice turnout this morning. So we're just about ready. Give me one more moment to get the live on my screen so I can see everybody's comments as well, and then we'll kick this off. Okay, I can see the page. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm good. Let's get started. Welcome again. This is Saturday Morning Live for e-commerce sellers. I'm Brian Cummings. I'm the Director of Coaching and Training for E-commerce Business School, and I'm here with certified coach and trainer Candida Lillard. So good morning to you. Glad that you're here. We want to welcome our new members in our community. So if this is your first time on Saturday Morning Live, welcome very much. If you have just recently joined the e-commerce business school, perhaps you've become an e-commerce acceleration member and a peak performer, welcome. So glad to have you. We have a growing community, and you have joined us at exactly the right time. And it's not just because we're talking about poop and how to turn poop into profits, but this is the time of year to prepare for the Q4 selling season. That's the holiday selling season. It's the last 3 months of the year, and particularly the latter half of November and then all through December. Sales just take off, and we're going to show you some examples of that. So we talk about the 3 pillars of e-commerce success every Saturday morning. In fact, this is a fundamental part of our training. We want you to understand that there's more to than just creating cash and creating profits. And of course, the first pillar of e-commerce success is generating cash flow. And you've heard that cash flow is king. If you don't have cash, you really don't have a business. So that's the very first pillar. But once you have that cash flow starting, well, then you want to be able to automate your business so that you don't have to spend more time to make more dollars. So systems allow you to multiply yourself, multiply your time. You're either hiring other individuals to do what you would normally do, using software, using third-party services. That's all about automating systems. And as you create those systems in your business, you're going to be naturally building assets. So assets are those things that you own and control. It could even be building a brand on Amazon. And that means that your business will be worth a lot if you chose to sell it. Or you could simply hand it down to a family member, but that's the 3 pillars: generating cash flow, automating systems, and building assets. We want you to share our Saturday morning live with others. So there's a share button down at the bottom. Please let other people know, friends, family members, anybody that you think might be interested in how to make extra money or have an additional income or just join a wonderful community to help build businesses. That's us. So please let people know about this particular call. Every week we do our weekly Feed the Beast challenge. We ask our members to post a screenshot of their FBA sales or their shipping. This is a weekly challenge to get people to weekly build their business and grow their business. So if you are using Amazon FBA and you're sending products in once a week, very good. That's great to have that kind of consistency. We want to reward you for that. And so if you'll go to our page, this is every Friday we do this, put a screenshot of your sales or screenshot of your shipping going into Amazon, and then put the hashtag Feed the Beast, we have some rewards for you. So every week we choose a winner. This week's winner is Safari James. And you can see his pictures right here of the products that he's sending into Amazon FBA. So congratulations, Safari. We have a great prize for you. And we want to say congratulations to all the other participants. If you are participating in this, you are winning too, because you're building consistency in your business. Okay, Candida, I know everybody's been waiting to hear about the poop. So let's get into talking about poop and why we're talking about poop. And this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about in e-commerce, and that's the Q4 holiday selling season. So you've been through some Q4s, Candida?
I've been through a few of them, and I'm looking forward to this year.
Are you
Q4
preparing?
I was just going to say Q4 is very exciting. And so once you've been through one, it's something you kind of look forward to each year.
You do look forward to it. And how long have you been thinking about this upcoming Q4?
Probably since February or March.
Yeah. Because in January, we're realizing the profits and what do we do with that money that we have brought in, we've hauled in from Q4 sales. And then in February, it's like, well, okay, how do we do a bigger Q4 next year?
That's right. How do we get better? How do we improve on last year's numbers? And so you start thinking about that. January, you're still kind of going and you're kind of like getting that moment to breathe. But then in February, it's like, okay, this is what, we did. How do we get better?
Well, one advantage that we have to us now is that buying habits have changed here in the US, in fact, worldwide. And this is kind of an illustration of it, that in 2019, and we're talking Q4 of 2019, that was pre-COVID. And of course, 2020, that is in the, I hate to say COVID era, but that's kind of where we're living now. And people are acting differently because of it. And their buying habits have changed because of it. So on the left here, where it says store, right there, that would be retail sales, Q4 sales of 2019 to 2020. And this would be brick and mortar or local sales, where people go to local stores and purchase. And in 2019, it was $723 billion that were spent on holiday purchasing here in the United States. It increased to 784. Did I say 723? 723 billion. It increased to 784 billion in 2020. So that was an 8.5% increase in people purchasing products for the holiday season, whether that be gifts or entertaining. That's what it was, retail. But look at the column on the right here, the right-hand side. This is e-commerce or internet sales, online sales during the holiday. And in 2019, it was 138.7 billion. Now, we do see that increase year after year after year, but we never see this kind of increase from 138 to $201 billion. That's a 45% increase in sales. And why is that? Because people began shopping online. Now, they may in December have felt very, very safe, November and December, to go to a local store and make purchases. But they started earlier in the year to shop online, and it became a habit. Many people that had never purchased before online started buying online because of COVID and then have continued. They found out how easy it is. Let me show you another example here. This is year to year of e-commerce sales. Here in the US, you can see that in 2014, 2015, and so on, there's a steady increase in growth. But look at the difference between 2019 and 2020. So now for e-commerce sales, e-commerce this past year was 25% of all holiday purchasing here in the US. And then, of course, the one that really got to capitalize on this was Amazon. This is their quarterly sales every year. So this is from 2014 through this past year. And actually, this is Q1, the first quarter of this year. And you could see this pattern. There's three pretty good quarters, and then Q4. And then three even better quarters, and then Q4. And then three even better in Q4. So you can see the trend here of Amazon sales. But wow, look at this here in this past year. It just skyrocketed. And that means that we get to take advantage of that. So how were your sales for 2020, Candida?
They were good. It's always that exciting time of year where if you've had a bad month, earlier in the year, you can make up for it and still hit any sales goals. And Q4 is kind of a wild card. You have goals in mind, but sometimes you can far precede those goals and even surprise yourself with what you can do.
Were you surprised this past year?
I was.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I've been selling on the internet for quite some time and on Amazon for, I think, 12 years. Yeah, I was really surprised with how well it did. So we're here to help you prepare. If you've never been through a Q4 selling season before, we're here to help you get started on what do I do to get ready for this. Let me go to the next slide. I want to give you some examples. This is not from this past year. This is from a couple of years ago. This is one of Candida's good friends, Martha Fitzmeyer, and her first year in business on Amazon. So she started selling in, was it about January or February? Do you recall, Candida?
We both started in 2018, around February 2018.
Okay. So she prepared herself well. She did all the right things, the things that we're going to share with you today. She did those things. She shopped consistently, sent in products consistently to Amazon FBA. She did all the fundamentals right. She learned how to evaluate products, how to look at seasonal trends in products, and she prepared herself well. So she had lots of inventory to sell. She did all the right things. And then her growth, and this is only 1 month that you see here, her growth was steadily increasing. And there's a story we tell about how she posted that she thought she might make a $25,000 month. So $25,000 in 30 days when it come up to Q4. And I knew that she'd been doing all the right things and that she had the inventory. And I said, no, that's not true. You're probably going to triple that. Expect to do about $75,000 in sales. Now, I know this because I've been through quite a few Q4s, and Candida knows this now. So does Martha. But at the time, she didn't. And then this happened. It exploded. And she did $74,000. So she almost made that 75.
She's a powerhouse.
Well, you too can do the same thing. You just have to do the fundamentals and be consistent. Let me show you some other examples. Martha, you may think that Martha was an exception. But these are members of EBS who in their first year, so some of this is last year, some of this is the year before, but it was their first year. They'd never been through a Q4 selling season before. And here's Michael May, and you can see by his chart, this is the year's chart, and it looks like it started in January. Remember, he had sold the year before, but look at the increase that happened in November and December. Walter and Vinya, right here. They started right around, I guess it was January or February. It looks like maybe even December of the previous year, but it just took off. And that was their November and December sales. Next one here. Dawn Walveren. This is her August through December. She started in August. And you can see how it just slowly increased. There. And had she started a little earlier in June or July, or maybe earlier than that, like many of you have, her year would have even been bigger at this point. Sherman Chambliss got started in May. Notice that he automated. it's always a kick when Sherman posts. I don't know, Sherman, if you're on this call this morning. It's always a kick when he posts on here because he keeps saying, I don't do anything. This is hands-off business, because he set it up to have VAs and third-party services take care of everything. And of course, you can see his December was a killer December. Rebecca Bells, look at that right there. That's that. This is, I think, about 4 or 5 months. I can't quite tell here. 6 months. And of course, she had a killer Q4. Same thing with Deborah Blevins. Deborah Blevins in her first year had a killer Q4. So what is Q4? It's that last 3 months of the year, October 1st to December 31st. And what you're going to find is that some products sell much, much faster than you would have ever expected them to sell. And if you just pay a little bit of attention, and especially attention now, it's going to bring you big, big rewards, as you can see from all those screenshots. You can expect sales increases for many products, and we call this discretionary products, products that are not have-to-haves like Cheerios or milk or shampoo. Although they can do very well, the discretionary products, and that would be holiday, seasonal, entertainment products, gift buying products, they'll often have increases of 200 to 300% in November and December. But some other products, really hot gifts, and many, many, many toys, will see 5 to 15 times or even 20 times increases over their normal monthly sales. So they'll sell faster, they'll sell more units, and some of these products, even some poopy products, will sell for a lot more money than they normally would through the rest of the year. You want to add anything to this, Candida?
No, I mean, just think about what sells all year round. It continues to sell. But in the Amazon world, once you've been selling for a little bit, you're going to realize that the most random things that you think no one is going to buy, that's the stuff that everyone buys. And so you really have to turn off that mindset of who buys this or no one's going to buy it. Look at the data and sell all the things, even the random.
Look at the data. The product may seem random, but the data is not random.
That's right.
Okay, let's go on here. So now we're getting to the poop. And what do you know about these products, Candida?
So I want to say, Brian, this little poopsie here on the left-hand side, I want to say that was my first Q4. And one day I was in Walmart just walking around, really, and I saw the toy manager. And we talk about relationships in the e-com world. And so I just said, hey, what do you think is going to be the hot selling toy this year? Like, what are you seeing? And she said, it's going to be the poopsie. And I said, what's a poopsie? And she said, it's a pooping unicorn. She said, we have moms that are coming in every day at 7 a.m. to see if we've gotten any in. We're having a hard time getting these in stock. And she said, this is where they go. And she pointed on the shelf. And I said, oh, okay. So I knew where they were located. I took a little picture of the label and I went home and I did some research and I started looking for this poopsie unicorn. And I found some that were in my area. So I drove 30 miles one way, 60 miles one way, and I'm buying these because the data was good. I was able to purchase these for $50. And at the time they were selling for $150 a piece. And so I was on the hunt for this pooping unicorn. And moms out there, if you have kids like to play with poop. I mean, they just do. They're fascinated with it. I don't know what it is. Teachers can relate to this as well. It's a thing. And so I was able to take advantage of this all because of a conversation I had one day in Walmart.
So $50 at Walmart, is that the regular price?
Yes, $49.98.
Why does it sell on Amazon for $150?
Because no one was able to get them. They were hard to get. Even Walmart themselves were having a hard time getting this product.
That's right. Yeah. So that's something about scarcity, that when you are shopping and you find opportunities like this. So she found them in her local Walmarts. And you could say, well, Walmart was having problems, but they were there. Candida knew look for it. She went, how many Walmarts did you go to?
7.
7 Walmarts. Okay. Are those the ones all kind of in your general region?
Kind of, but I went to Oklahoma and Kansas as well. As I mentioned at the top of the hour, I live in the Texas Panhandle. And so there's other states that are around. And so I would call them up. Do you have them? Yes. Oklahoma had them 2 hours away. Can you hold them? I'm on my way. Yes, we'll hold them for you. And so I would go and pick them up.
Now, the same kind of opportunities may not be on Walmart.com, because if they were, almost anybody can shop on Walmart.com, but there's plenty of websites out there that most people are just not aware of. And we are, as e-commerce sellers, so we can find these same kinds of deals online that are not generally found by the average buying public. And of course, they're selling for a lot more on Amazon, and that's how we make our money. Buy even at regular retail price, and where there's strong demand on Amazon for hard to get product, that's what really makes the price go up.
And the great thing about this Poopsie, Brian, is that in this little canister here is the actual pooping unicorn. But guess what? That product had accessories. And so then I was able to look at all of the accessories and kind of expand out. And so when you find one product that works, look for the other products that go with it. Are there accessories that go with it? And so that kind of took on a snowball of its own, and I was able to add more stuff.
I'm a little scared to ask about the accessories.
Yeah, they have little poop containers because your unicorn needs it to make the unicorn poop. And you have to feed it, and so it had food. I mean, it's they have like a whole thing. They even have a cute little purse, a carry-in purse. To carry your stuff in with all the different colors of slime. I mean, it's a whole thing. And kids love that stuff.
We're not talking like unicorn toilet paper, are we?
No, it's slime. It's just that rainbow slime that kids like to play with.
Okay.
So see, it's gross, but kids love it.
Okay. How would you know that?
Well, one, I have children. And so my daughter, she loves slime. My son loves slime too. Watching cartoons in the morning, even if you don't have kids, just kind of turn on the TV. Look to see what on the cartoon Saturday mornings, see what the commercials are. Put it on a kid's channel and just kind of tune into what the commercials are showing, because they're advertising to our children. And so if you can kind of tune into what's being advertised to the kids, you're going to know what the kids want.
Great. So how about this flamingo?
So I knew the pooping unicorn from a few years ago. So last year, I was in the store getting boxes. It's Q4, right? I ran out of boxes. I had stuff flying out the door. And they had an end cap of this flamingo, and it poops. So you feed it, and it comes out, and it has a little potty, and it does a dance. And I thought, oh, good grief. And I scanned it, because that's what you do. And what's funny about this is I listed it in the store because the data said it's flying off the shelf. And I'd already seen a few posts where people couldn't find them. So I listed it in the store. I sold it. So before I even got out of the toy section, so I went ahead and just got them all, listed them all, and they were sold before I checked out. And so I told my husband, hey, we're on to something. So we drove, I got all of theirs. And it's funny because I was doing merchant fulfilled on these. They were selling before I was even checking out. And there's a picture of me somewhere where I'm literally in the vehicle and we are packaging them up so we can stop at the post office on the way.
That's crazy. That's so much fun. This type of experience, of finding a hot product like this, it's better than gambling, isn't it? It's like if you go to Vegas and you pull the slot handle and it pays off, but you know ahead of time that it's going to pay off. Every time you put one of these in your card, it's a ka-ching, ka-ching. And they were selling before you'd even paid for them.
Yes.
We have a chart here, and I'm not sure which product this is for here. This is for one of those two, right?
I think this is for the Poopsie.
Okay, and look at this. This is a period of Q4. It's October 1st through January 1st, and you can see that there's definite trend. Do you want to explain this?
And so we can see as it gets closer, the price starts going up. And so the price is going to go up, with demand as well. If you think about it, there's little kids at home and no one wants to disappoint the children on Christmas. And so that price starts going up, especially if they can't get it anywhere else. And so that supply and demand kicks in. And so, here we are in November, December, you can see it's getting closer to the bottom. And then as the season starts to go off and we hit January, it kind of starts to taper off a little bit because by then, hopefully the gifts have already been purchased.
So if you're new to reading charts, and this is what we call the Keepa chart here. If you're new to reading charts, let me kind of tell you what you're looking at, because we're going to do a little bit more chart reading. The colored lines that are at the top up here, all this blue and pink and orange, that has to do with the selling price on Amazon. Now they show us what the buy box is and what the lowest list price is and all of that on there. But just think of this as the selling price. So it's pretty easy to see as you go from October through December 16th and even January 1st that the price definitely is going up. Now the green here is what we call sales rank, and we think of it as an element of demand. And so what's happened here is the demand has been strong all along, but it got even stronger in that the latter part of November. Well, what happens in the latter part of November? Candida?
People are buying. It's Black Friday's going on, and that's when some people really start that Christmas season buying. That's when they start ordering their gifts.
So we could see that demand kind of tapered off as we get closer to Christmas, but yet the price kept going up. Why is that?
The price is going up because people are wanting these. At this point, this is a hot item and they're worrying, can I get it? And so as price is going up, people are seeing all of the sales. And so as sellers, you can kind of start slowly incrementing that price up and getting the most bang for your buck.
And here's another reason why on this bottom piece right here. This is the number of sellers. And what you can see is that they started selling out. And that's another reason why the price went up. All of a sudden, there's fewer competitors. There's only a few sellers that have it, and they're allowing the prices of their products to go up higher and higher and higher just because of that. So it's a supply and demand marketplace. And when you can read this chart, well, from what you see here, Candida, I know we're not looking at the rest of the year, this past 6 months. We're only looking at last year. But from what you see here, is this a product, or would you be looking for not only this product, but other similar products this year?
Yes, I would be looking for similar products just based on this chart right here. I would be looking for this product as well as, similar products.
So this is a trend, and we use past results, and Amazon gives us all this wonderful data to try to determine what this year is going to be. So this is an incredible skill for you to learn, is how to read these charts. And of course, we teach this in e-commerce business school. Part of your peak performance, this is what you're learning how to do. And it's not that difficult. It's really telling. Let's go through a couple of other examples here. So we're looking for predictive seasonality. And this is a set of Sylvania Christmas lights. It's a no-brainer, right? These are going to sell well in the holiday selling season. Now, there's something unusual about these particular lights. They're orange, purple, and green. Why would people put up orange, purple, and green lights? Well,
Halloween.
Halloween, that's right. So look at this right here. This is the greenest demand. There's not very many buyers for this. The bottom of the chart is where you want the demand to be, closest to the number one selling product. That's why it's at the bottom. And then right here in July, August, people start thinking about Halloween and start buying. So right now, this is a good time to be buying or sourcing Halloween products. And that's a good season for you, isn't it, Candida?
Yes, I love Halloween. It's amazing what all sells, during Halloween, from like the lights and the decorations. But candy sells really well. I mean, that's kind of the candy season, so to speak, too.
Mm-hmm. And then you can see here, that's the price going up. So demand kicks in, the price goes up. And of course, if we're smart sellers, we're going to hang on to our inventory. If we have a limited amount of inventory, we're going to hang on to it until right about there and then really make a killing on this product. Let's go on to the next one here. This is an evergreen seasonal product where pooping unicorns might be, or pooping flamingos might be a trend. They might not be big a year or two from now. But this product will continue to sell again and again and again, and so will other products sell it. This is what they call a shiatsu massager. It's a neck pillow that massages. It's battery operated, and these are, there's a lot of these on Amazon. This is one of the better sellers. It's the Homedics brand. And look at it from year to year. So when the green goes down, that means that there's increased demand. So right there, Q4, December 2015. 2016, 2017, 2018. Now there's some changes, but in general, every year there's a peak in demand, 2019, 2020. And will there be a peak in this year for this product? Yes. Will there be a peak in demand for other massagers like this? Yes, because they're great gift items. Notice at the same time, the selling price goes up for the product. That's that spike up. Now, in this case, Amazon's selling this product, so it's probably not a choice that you'd want to make. But when you see this, you could say, okay, if I can compete with Amazon in price, I'm going to buy it. Or I'm going to go look for other shiatsu massagers, this type of massagers, because the price goes up on this. And yeah, there we go. There's the sales rank that you can see. So if you just kind of step back from this and look at it as a whole, you just see a pattern, predictive sales pattern. Here's that keep a chart again. This is for a Thanksgiving, a door banner that hangs on the door at Thanksgiving time. And right here, that's that Thanksgiving selling season. It gets really hot. Let's take a closer look at this. So this is a 1-year chart. And that's what I would recommend. You want to do a 1-year chart so you can see all the way back through last Q4 selling season. So if you're looking at products now, make sure you set it for 1 year. And then you're looking back at this particular time period. You're paying attention to the sales rank. Is there an increase in sales rank? And then the buy box. Is the buy box going up? And that's the two pieces that you're really paying attention to. There's the peak demand period for it. Okay, that was that product. So tips, what you should be doing now to prepare yourself to have a really killer Q4. Gain a solid understanding of product evaluation, just as we've been talking about here, so that you're really able to recognize what's a strong demand, what is selling price and profitability, as well as competition. Remember that chart that Candida had on her, was that the unicorn? Where the sellers went down and the price went up because of that? So competition, that's another piece of it. Don't guess or speculate. So buy products that have proven solid demand. They sold well last year. Don't guess. If it's a brand new product and you're thinking, well, maybe it'll jump up. You know, I think I like the product. I think it's going to go up. Don't make that mistake. Go by the data. Learn how to recognize those seasonal products. And that's been the key to my success. I sell products that are new to Amazon. I'm creating new print-on-demand products all the time. Well, how do I know what to create? Because I go back and I look at those trends from past, and I just create more products that I know will take advantage of those seasonal trends in demand. Steadily grow your inventory, and I can't say this strongly enough. You're thinking, well, I need to get more inventory. The time to start with developing more inventory is now. And you want to be consistent with regular shipping. This is the key to getting you to having more inventory when it comes to Q4. Add anything to this, Candida? This list?
No, it's start now. Start, sourcing as much as your budget will allow, and start kind of building that inventory and getting ready. And think about your budget too. How much do you spend now? Can you increase that a little bit more? And when Q4 rolls around, you will see that the Amazon warehouses, it may take a little bit longer to get your shipments, checked in. That's normal. Keep sending products in, because the more you send in, Amazon spreads our items among various warehouses. That's okay, because when one warehouse is a little bit slower, this one may be checking your things in. By the time this one's done, these start getting checked in. So just be consistent in your sourcing and be consistent with what you're shipping in.
So I can't recommend strongly enough that you attend our 2-day virtual event. Actually, let me go to the next page and I'll come back to that one. This is our e-commerce arbitrage 2-day virtual event. If you've been to our trifecta event that we do twice a year, this is a very similar event. It's held online, virtually. It's coming up next weekend, July 10th and 11th. If you are a new e-commerce arbitrage seller with us, e-commerce acceleration seller, you have a ticket to this, a free ticket. If you've joined us in the past 6 months, you have a ticket to this. You should be using that ticket. So if you have any interest at all in this, you say, well, what is the 2-day virtual workshop? I want you to type in workshop in the comments section. We're going to send you a message about it so you can sign up for it, or you can learn more about it. Type in workshop into the message system here on Facebook or YouTube, either way. Type in workshop. And what you're going to learn is fundamentals about being profitable on Amazon. So it's how do you run your Amazon business? How do you source products? How do you go find extra places to buy products? Candida Lillard, sorry, no, Candida Lillard, Danita Zagre, May Alvarez, Ed Dassey, myself, we're all going to be doing trainings on this. We have a couple of guests that will be appearing too, talking about their consistent sourcing. We want to get you prepared, and I can't think of any better way to prepare for a killer Q4 than coming to our e-commerce arbitrage 2-day virtual workshop. I think I have one more slide on this. No, let me go back. Right here. So next week, Saturday Morning Live, this is the start, the beginning of our virtual workshop. It's actually the hour beforehand. We'll be shining a spotlight on what we're doing there and how to attend that. Here's all of our trainers that will be participating in the 2-day virtual event. In fact, if you've attended our Trifecta workshop before, will you put a comment in there? Will you give us some love? Let people know how important it is that they should attend this and what it can do for your business by attending this. I can see lots of people putting in workshop right now, so good on you. I'm glad you're doing that. Candida, what about for you? You've attended many of our workshops and now have been training for the last 2 years at our workshops.
If you're going to do this business, I mean, a workshop just really comes with the territory. The training is very comprehensive that the e-commerce business school offers, but the workshops offer so much more in-depth detail and, things that, just aren't covered in the training. There's always so much information. And so if you are ready to grow your business, this is the way to do it. I jumped into the e-commerce business school and went to a training event, within a few weeks of it. And I try to attend all the events I can because not only do you learn new nuggets, but it's also just kind of that energizing boost that you need to really get ready for Q4.
So I can see some of the comments coming in. Let's see, Keisha's saying, just love these coaches. Donald said that it pulled it all together for him. And Ron Palmer is one of our new members. As far as this year, he joined at the very beginning of the year. And we do this twice a year in January and July. So he came to January's Trifecta event as a brand new seller. He knew really nothing about selling on arbitrage. He was just getting started. I said, you got to come. Some of it will go over your head, but you're going to learn so much. And his sales have consistently, month after month after month, just grown. I don't know if you are a member and you've been part of our cash flow, e-commerce cash flow systems page, but you'll have seen some of his posts with his monthly sales charts, and they're just going up like that month after month. So he says, very important, you must go. Shannon is saying Trifecta is a month. Selena says, let's go. Yes. So please put in workshop if you'd like to learn more about this in the comments section. Okay, so we have a wonderful community. This is from one of our live summits or live Trifecta events. I think this one was in Minneapolis. I'm in this crowd somewhere. I think you are too, Candida, in this picture, somewhere in there.
Yes, somewhere.
We have great community members. If you want to learn more about us, go to joinebs.com. You're going to find some success stories, some training in there. You'll learn more about us in general. And we like to say that hustle and heart is what sets us apart. We're a very different community than some of the, study, learn, and that's it. You buy a course, and we are very different in the amount of support and care that we provide you. All of our trainers are in the business. We practice what we preach. We teach what we are successful at. So come to joinebs.com, learn more about us. And there it is. Go to our homepage there. You'll get more training, student success stories, and learn about who we are. Candida, thank you so much for being here with us. You're going to be busy next week, all week, like the rest of us are in our 2-day virtual event workshop. Thank you so much for giving your time and letting us know what the real poop is.
Yes. And now I know everyone's out checking for this poopsie unicorn and the little flamingo. So you're welcome.
There you go. Okay. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you next week at Saturday Morning Live. I hope we'll see you at our 2-day virtual event. Take care. Bye-bye.